start because he was 1-3 down against Mark Williams, 2-0 down against Barry Hawkins, and he spurned a chance early on here, Ken.
Yeah, he did. Well, we talked about, you know, this standard of you know, when you get to the semi-finals, you get a chance. Judd Trump, first chance he gets, he wins the frame from. Second chance he gets, he wins the frame from. Neil Robertson got in from at the very beginning of this frame, and he's played this blue. Now, for me, he could have played on the blue to the right of the black. He could have played on the blue to the right of the pink, the one in the open play, and then got on the black, got the black back on its spot. But just watch what he does with the cue ball here. It's sort of a nothing shot. It's almost got on, tried to get onto the red at the bottom of the pack, which was a lot more, you had to be a lot more precise with that. Got the wrong angle, and then the break was over. But for me, and I don't know what Stephen would suggest, but I would suggest he played the wrong shot there.
Yeah, it was a chance spurned, and looking at the way Judd Trump started, he can't afford many more of these because Judd Trump, we talked about how he started his first two matches 5-0, 5-1 ahead. It won't take him long to get that stage again. No,
exactly, and the contrast is very marked between the two and their progress so far because, as we say, Neil's been behind and he's come roaring back 5 frames in a row in both matches against Williams and Hawkins. But the opposite is true, and surely he can't afford to give this man in this form a head start like this.
Not at all. Judd, to me, looks like a man on a mission tonight. He wants to be in that final tomorrow. Yeah. He's already beaten O'Sullivan in one final this year in Northern Ireland. I think he wants to beat him on an even bigger stage.
Yeah, he's playing very, very well, striking the ball very well. What I will say about Neil Robertson, he won't go into panic mode just yet because he hasn't done that in his first 2 matches. But he has to take a chance as soon as he gets it.
If my eyes don't deceive me, Judd Trump's average shot time, 15 seconds.
Very good break off from Judd Trump. Yeah, as Hazel was saying there, 15 seconds. He's going to have to quicken up a bit. Touching ball would help.
Touching ball.
And it is Paul Collier there just telling Judd so he can try and get, well, there's no value really. He's trying to get in behind the brown, but it's an easy escape unless he's tight on the brown. It's just the same shot again from Neil. Touching again? Surely not.
That's quite an inviting area to drop onto on the right-hand side of the pack. So, as you say, Dennis, tough to force an error from any type of snooker. Chance for Neil Robertson here. Oh, fantastic shot.
One.
It was a fairly aggressive safety from Judd Trump. That was a very missable shot. Nailed it.
Yeah, there's not many better in the game than Neil Robertson at that type of pot. Brilliant it was.
4.
He'd dearly like to make this count. He wants to get the engine started as quick as possible.
5.
Few problems. Reds blocking each other. A bit tight around the black. The red below the black would be nice to clear. Hasn't got the angle to get on it here. Not sure how many reds go into the left-hand corner as they lay. Might be a couple. Essential to get the right side of the blue here.
Okay. 11.
Referee just making sure there that the pink wasn't touching the red. Oh, that's a bit
12.
careless if he's straight. There is one red to the front and just to the left of the bunch. That's where he's queuing up, where he could leave that. But it's made it quite awkward. Because with the black and pink out of commission at the moment, the black could be available into the left corner, but it's
17.
slightly tied up at the moment, so it's...
He's making it a bit hard, isn't he?
Well, he has
18.
played into the gap shot. Delightful little shot. The fact that that red would pop there, it looked like it was going to be the one to the left, so he picked that out nicely. From there, it didn't look as if it potted, but it certainly did, and perfectly played.
If he can hit the two reds below the pink, he might be able to open things up. Wonderful. If he's straight on that, it's perfect. Obviously, couldn't really open the pack up there, but good
25.
control to keep on the red. Oh, he's a little bit offline. He's going to drop this in dead weight. That cue ball's going to roll towards the top cushion. Tough to drop it in dead weight. That's better.
26.
Obviously, the cue ball bouncing, it was tough to control, but you might be able to pot this black, screw back across the face of the red. But again, he might not. Does that red go past the pink?
33.
No. Oh dear. He's messed it up. Didn't really get into that black. He was playing for the cue ball in the middle of the table, so 33 points.
Neil Robertson,
Not good enough
33.
at this level. If he was playing for the middle of the table there, he was woefully short. And that sort of thing encourages your opponent, doesn't it? When you get a gilt-edged chance and you mess it up.
Well, that's one way of getting a safety shot. A bit fortuitous there.
Got to play in between the two reds on the side cushion, I think. Oh, he played the other way around, saw a gap. That shot of Neil Robertson looked a bit reckless, but he was always looking for a path back down the table. Has he got a chance at a pot and also a chance to get back down the table off this red, or does he have to commit? Well, he's misjudged the pot and also the line of the cue ball.
that's going to play a key part in this semi-final. The long potting, and at the moment, Niels is not there.
Not an easy shot for Judd Trump, though. The temptation on those shots is to play them tentatively, but really the way to play it, hit it firmly. Don't let that ball roll off or have the chance to roll off at all.
Wow, in amongst them again. A couple of loose reds, just then 4 reds, but he can soon do something about that when he wishes. He hasn't quite got the angle to cannon into those reds this time. The one at the back of the little trio of reds might still be available once the other one to the right's removed. Oh, that's a little bit careless. He can still pop this and head up for the blue, but he got a little cannon on the red
16.
that was unwanted. In fact, he
17.
could even hold for the pink, which was better. Straightforward positional shot from the pink. He looks in fine form, it has to be said.
Yeah. And if he does win this frame in this visit,
23.
it'll really hurt Neil Robertson. Okay, he's got those 2 reds on the side cushion he needs to do something about.
24.
He's probably going to need both of them. Depends how that break pans out. If he does play high colours, he might just need the 1 red. Those 2 on
31.
the side.
And he's perfect to flick them out here.
Well, he didn't really pot that
32.
in the middle of the pocket, so that cue ball didn't really nudge the reds too much, but he did guarantee he had a good cue ball on the black.
$39.
Doesn't really want to go down for bulk colours, so probably screw for the blue. Oh, miles out. Long way out there. What happened?
Judd Trump, 39.
Well, that's amazing. I don't think he got a heavy contact.
No, I don't think so.
He would have reacted more. He just lost his concentration momentarily there. Mind you, it did seem to jump a little bit. Maybe he did get a heavy contact.
Well, when you're playing that shot to screw
1.
and hold for the blue, there is a temptation to play it a little bit thicker. Reprieve for Neil Robertson. The same problem for him. Those 2 reds on the side cushion aren't really
8.
in play.
Sure. 9.
Well, Neil certainly got a heavy contact there. Let's have a look at this. See the red just leaving the bed of the table, and maybe Judd's shot wasn't a careless one. Maybe he had a heavy contact. Played to get the difficult red out. He's very unlucky there to get the double kiss.
15.
Let's have a look at Judd's shot to see if we can detect. Yeah, that definitely kicked. The red straightened up there.
Yeah. Didn't sound like it, but anyway, he's going to get another chance. Bit
Neil
unlucky
Robertson,
from Neil
15.
Robertson. On another day, trying to get that red off the side cushion, it would have come out nicely.
That was a bit of a nervy one. Is he going to get away with it? I don't think so. Well, maybe he is. He's been very fortunate. He's covered the red. I think I don't think he can get to the potting angle. It must be very tight. Well, he's getting down straight away, so maybe he can. Yeah.
One.
Maybe Judd realising that had a chance to go 3-0, got a tension in his arm.
Seven.
He's a left-hander. He could play for the red down the rail into the left corner pocket. Needs a nice angle off the black, though, to get on that red. And in thinking, he's thinking more about the positional play.
Yeah, Robertson,
Taking
7.
the pot too much for granted. So tension everywhere at the moment.
Well, if Neil loses this third frame and goes 3-0 behind after missing something like that, it's going to really hurt. But there's a long way to go in this frame for that red safe. He's got a 16-point advantage, which doesn't really mean a great deal. That's that red into play also.
Both players now really knowing the significance of this frame. Neil desperate to get a frame on the board and steady the ship. And Judd realising that he's got his guy on the ropes. Can he keep him on the ropes? There's always tension involved in that as well.
I've seen Judd Trump have a go at this type of shot normally, but he's been so disciplined throughout this year's Masters. I think he'll keep it tight. Is he going for it? No, he is. And why not? Why not when you can putt like that? One. Brilliant long pot there.
Yellow ball. Judd Trump, 1.
No need to try and play in tight behind the yellow. Really what Judd's looking for is for Neil to escape from the red, from the snooker and leave the red on. Good effort.
Foul. And a miss.
And a free ball.
Judd Trump, 4.
Don't know if the brown's potable,
Free
is
ball.
it? Too thin.
Back.
This is tough. He's hoping. I mean, he's coming off a couple of cushions to try and just glance off the red. Close again.
Foul. And a miss. Judd Trump, 4.
Two excellent attempts.
I mean, he could escape from it, but he doesn't want to hit that red full ball. As Steve said, if he pushes it on, he loses the frame.
Okay, Judd.
Well, this red, similar to the one he potted up into the yellow pocket. Can he pull another one out? You can see it'll go past the pink. He's just thinking about it. So that tells me that he was thinking of the safety shot, but now he's looking at the potting angle. Why not take it on when you potted the previous one? But it's not an easy one, that's for sure. He just can't make his mind up. Going with the same strategy that he had against Mark Selby, and he's got the snooker, or has he? Maybe not, maybe there's a gap. But normally Judd would have taken that red on.
Yeah, I thought he was going to play it. Not too sure what part of it he didn't like. It looked like he had a full pocket to aim at. Would have been unlucky to have not been on a colour if he'd have potted it. He was a little bit unlucky not to get the snooker.
This is a free shot for Neil Robertson here to cut this red in. Could finish on a balk colour if he pots it. Just overcut it, but better doing it that way. In fact, he's got the snooker in the end. Last thing you want to do when you take that type of shot on is miss the pot on the thick side.
The escape's not that hard, but it's tough to know how it's going to end up. Oh. Just where you want a nice chance to get back in the match, that happens. Nightmare shot this is. A bit of judgment involved with this. Could easily slide off and go wrong. There's the slide. It's tough to judge that shot. Short cushion and then to the
miss, Judd Trump 4.
Long cushion, effectively. It's easier if it's the other way round. Sometimes it's worthwhile standing back on a shot like this to sort of.
It was only just over an inch off the cushion. Yeah. It's probably a bit more that way.
Neil thought it was maybe a little bit further out the table, but he's quite happy. It doesn't make a great deal of difference. No, this is going to be third time lucky.
Foul. And the miss, Judd Trump 4. Back.
Brand new cushion covers today. Always a bit more slippery.
Okay, Judd.
Also seems like as the
Foul.
cue ball
Trump 4.
is travelling across the table, it's curving towards the right a bit, but they're going across the nap with a few fingerprints. That's probably the case there.
Okay.
Always difficult to judge when you're so close to the cushion. This is better. It'll just curl slightly. You can see it is drifting slightly, Steve.
It's also given a bit of spin from the cushion, so. But that exchange has meant that Judd Trump has now gone in front. Where the colours are, that's not much of a consideration. Keeping it tight though.
Yeah, you would think it didn't really matter. It's who gets this red that you would expect to win the frame.
Tough safety for Judd Trump here. Up and down in between green and brown is difficult. That was a far better shot. He held that cue ball very well. He didn't really hit it at all, and he was able to stun the cue ball dead. Well, big shot to take on. Surely not. Or perhaps. What do you reckon, Dennis?
Well, it's not a straightforward safety shot for Neil here, and that's what he's weighing up, the options.
He's going for it. Oh, wow. My goodness.
Wow, he's got away with it, I think.
Hit completely the wrong side of the red. That's a massive misjudgment at professional level. It seemed he wasn't lined up on the shot, or he put some accidental side spin on. Perhaps just a tension in the arm. Easy safety shot for Judd Trump. Plenty of balls to hide behind. Don't think he's got it. I don't know. Or may just have. Neil can swerve round, but he doesn't necessarily know how he can then get the red safe. And the one cushion's not guaranteed. He'd have to hit this right. This is tough.
What a fluke. Oh, I thought he fluked it for a minute, but he'll settle for the outcome. I'll tell you what. What a result that was.
For all the skill there is in the game, it does help if you get a huge amount of luck sometimes. Cushion first.
Well, he's got to have a go at it again. Now, can he get a bit closer this time, because his confidence won't be sky high after that last attempt. Huge shot coming up here. He's under a bit of early pressure here. In fact, he's 2-0 behind, and the possibility of going 3-0 behind. That's caused those couple of misses.
Fraction of head movement there, but it's tough to keep your head absolutely still on that shot. Chance for Judd Trump here. Oh, he'd have dearly loved to have got that. An element of shot to nothing there, and another tempter for Neil Robertson. This one just as hard.
No, but he's got away with it again by the looks of things. If it pulls up, but it's still on. Oh, it'll cut in. But Neil has had 3 chances with long pots that he's knocked most of them in throughout the week. It's amazing. It's so early in the semi-final, but the pressure's telling on both players here. Surely he can't miss this one.
Wow.
If he can see it, that is.
Judd Trump there not delivering the killer punch in this frame. What significance will that have on the match?
And finally, one.
He's not ideally placed on a colour, but he'll set off a pot in the red at the moment, and Not the hardest positional shot to get on the yellow.
Well, you say not the hardest, but he's, well, almost ran out of position there.
It's never nice to play this shot with the rest. You'd rather have your hand on the table.
And even this is not straightforward because he's so close to the cushion. I think it's a natural angle to get out onto the brown. It's all about making sure of the green. You know, amazing.
Well, currently he's gone.
Neil Robertson,
It was
9.
a poor yellow to green. Shouldn't have been anywhere near that side cushion.
The only thing he's got going for him at the moment is when he does miss these pots, he's running safe. Well, there might be a gap, is there? Well, not much of one, is
Not
there?
that one, no. You have to swerve it both ways. That's impossible. Neil Robertson didn't know much about that. He was just trying to push that green to the side cushion, I think.
Yeah, he apologised to Judd and had a big smile about it, but nothing for Judd to smile about here.
There's a chance Judd could pot this green. I think if he connects with the green, he's got a chance to get it safe. Not that much of a connection.
Wow. Neil Robertson, 4.
Well, Neil, under normal circumstances, this is a given that you will win the frame, but at the moment, sort of hoping that Neil can pull himself together. Up and down the table, it looks, to get on the brown. He's just got to get the pace right. The line won't be a problem.
He needs the brown and he needs the blue. And the black's just a little bit in the way. Still should. He's just checking the scoreboard. But if he can somehow win this frame after the easy balls he's missed, he'll forget about them when he gets to the next frame. Well, even that was a terrible shot.
Absolutely
7.
Butchered that shot. My goodness. He's snookered himself completely, I think.
His timing's gone at the moment. That's just pure pressure.
You know, great in in both his matches. You know, he's played well against Barry Hawkins. You just don't know when a bad start and a bad performance comes from at this game. He'll be distraught at the moment. So, anyway, concentrate on getting out this snooker and hope to get it safe.
That's the key word, Steve. Hope to get it safe. Just trusting to luck, hitting at that pace. And as he flipped another
7.
snooker. Amazing. Amazing what's happening out there at the moment.
Foul. Neil Robertson, 6. Frame conceded. Frame Neil Robertson.
Bit of frustration there from Judd Trump. He knows he had a gilt-edged chance to beat Giving that frame, so 3-0, Judd Trump.
Oh, it's 2-1.